Is it safe to come out? Yes? No? Yes?
Yes.
I would like to introduce our next comedian. He is quite a man, as I've seen him naked. Hey, miss, would you please give it up for a man from New Amsterdam? I believe you call it New York City now? Yes? It's a Mr. Jake Young.
Yes.
Please.
Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you. You're a great American. You're a great American. Thank you so much. It is a pleasure to see you here. Oh my God, Madam President. Madam President, it is an honor. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry we started a little late. I was unfortunately caught up. I couldn't be here on time. I was too busy playing Xbox Connect with my mom. Oh, how does he stay so cool? Yeah, yeah. It is amazing to be back in DC. I'm going to say that right now. I lived here for so long, and I landed, my bolt bus landed, because it's a flying bolt bus, because that's how the cool people travel. Union Station has gotten so much nicer in the past few years. Like, now there's like Belgian chocolatiers and artisanal bakers and fancy clothiers, and it is an amazing array of like high-classness. But the food court has remained a den of horrors. Have you realized this? Like, everywhere else it is so classy, and then you go down to that food court and it's just like, soggy chicken. DC's soggiest chicken. Bag o' rice. Everyone loves a bag o' rice. Sparrows. We still exist for some reason. Everyone knows good pizza places, but yet we still happen somehow. Also, it was like, it was the most divine pleasure on earth to ride on the Metro again. Because like, when you compare the New York subway to the DC Metro, the DC Metro is like so smooth and so clean and so amazing. Like, comparing the DC Metro to the New York subway system, it's like comparing the experience of standing in front of all of your friends and family and well-wishers and looking deep into the eyes of your wife of 50 years as you stand before a re-proposal ceremony, and you know, you're just saying all the feelings in your heart, and everyone you've ever loved, your children, people from your church, people from your office, all of them looking at you, and you realize you've actually made a difference in your life, and you know that God is real. Versus stepping in donkey shit. It's that bad. It's that bad. If you go on YouTube right now, you can see like 8 videos of rats crawling on homeless people. It's terrifying. Also, I don't know if you noticed this, I saw this ad like a million times when riding the Metro. There's this ad where it's like discouraging teen pregnancy, and it's like, I'm not a doll, I'm forever. And then they somehow managed to take a photo of a disapproving baby. Like, you can actually, like, I don't know how they managed to get a baby to have that look of like, I'm a mistake. I actually, did anyone else get like totally screwed over by the blizzard this past like few weeks? Because I have a story. I was the only one left in my apartment while everyone else was out of town and just, they couldn't get back because of all the delays and everything. And my roommate called me and said, listen, this is very important. You have to take care of my dog. I thought I'd be home by now. Like, I'm sorry. Now, I am not an animal person. I can't even take care of my own beard, which is on my face and not alive, and I fail at that. So let alone an actual thing. And my roommate's dog, we call him Taylor the Sad, Sad Dog. Because all he does all day is wait for his master to come home and be sad. That is all he does. And I tried to take him for a walk, and within the first 5 seconds, like the first, like, oh well, time to go for a walk, boy. The second the door clicked shut, I realized we locked us both out, and I didn't have my cell phone on me. And the landlord was out of town for Christmas. And I kind of just looked at that, and I was just terrified, like all this fear was overwhelming me. and I tried the credit card trick, you know, where you try and like wiggle the latch open with a credit card, and it worked within 30 seconds, which is an odd juxtaposition of victory and the realization you've never been safe once in your entire life. Like, here's the exact moment. Let me recreate it for you. All right, click. Awesome! And so, having gotten back inside, I just was so thankful. And I microwave a plate of leftovers from a Christmas party, and it's all this amazing food that was hand cooked by all my friends, and I was just so happy to be eating it. And the dog gives me this look like, "What the fuck, bro? You're just gonna eat all this delicious human food and not throw me anything? What the fuck?" And I was like, all right. I don't know a lot about dogs, but I do know one thing. They love bones. So I throw him a turkey bone from a drumstick. And instead of gnawing on it like a dog does, he just crunches right into it, and within 6 bites, eats the whole thing. And I look at that and I'm like, huh, I don't think that's how that works. So I go to my computer and I enter the phrase, fed dog cooked turkey bone. And Google gave me the result of, did you mean I just murdered a dog? And I kept reading all the results, and it's like the bones will form splinters which will eviscerate its insides, causing the most horrific, painful death. It's only released the moments where it just poops blood before it dies. Or it's fine. Like, those are the 2 options. I'm flipping the fuck out. Like, I'm just like, hush, baby, don't say a word. I just didn't know what the fuck to do. And the one thing I needed to see, like, once this window had passed, I needed to see if it pooped normally, like if it was constipated or if there was like anything. I just needed to, like, a healthy poop meant it was okay. And so, like, I waited a few hours and I tried to take him out again, this time with my keys, because I'm an adult sometimes. And the blizzard was in full swing. It was just a tempest of horrible, flailing hail, snow monstrosities. And the thing I remembered about this dog was, this was its first winter in New York. My roommate, she had this dog in Florida for its entire life. And so this dog has never seen snow before, let alone a maelstrom. And so it is terrified. I am like dragging at the leash on my suit, being like, "Come on, boy, enter the hellscape, come on!" And it won't fucking go outside. So after all this struggle and worry, just this whole day stuck inside with this potential victim of my horribleness, I just give up and go to sleep. And the next morning, on my living room floor, there is a healthy, non-descriptive mountain of dog shit. And I have never been so enormously pleased, ecstatic, joyous to clean dog shit off my floor. So I don't know, how was your guys' winter? I do live in Brooklyn, where hipster meets pissed off Puerto Rican guy. And I was in the bodega buying my usual diet Sprite and condoms, and I saw 2 women enter, and I will never forget what the conversation was. One woman said to the other, "Girl, you still buying them Red Bulls? That baby's coming out heights."
Oh!
Now, what I like about this scenario is that in this woman's universe, stimulant abuse does not result in premature birth or any sort of complications. Instead, it makes her baby a party animal. I just imagine this like baby bursting forth from the womb wearing sunglasses and surfing, just being like, "Cowabunga!" For those of you keeping track, that is the 2nd time in my act in which I pretended to be a baby for a cheap laugh. Just so we're keeping track. Guys, this might not be appropriate to say, but I believe that comedy is about truth and honesty and shaking up the status quo. And I'm just going to say this outright. I believe that the US government planted shaped nanothermite charges in the basement of World Trade Center Tower 7 for the explicit purpose of making my roommate one of the most annoying people on earth. Who benefits? That's what you gotta ask yourself. Who benefits? It all makes sense. I'm kind of, I guess I should share this with you guys. Like, I'm just a big fat dork, and I'm kind of ashamed all the time about everything. But let's face it, I look like one of the Mythbusters after they finished eating the other Mythbusters. Not a good look. Not a good look. And I tried to make one technological leap, and that is I made the jump from bar soap to body wash in my routine. And one thing I didn't realize is that bar soap in the good old days was super like gender neutral. Everyone could use the same kind of soap. You, sir, in your family bathroom when you were growing up, what was the soap that everyone used, man, woman, young or old?
Dove.
Dove, nice. Mama wanted silken children, and there's nothing wrong with that. My mom bought us Lever 2000 because the germs were everywhere and gonna get us. And the thing about body wash, though, is it is very, very gender specific. Like, they're almost on separate aisles when you're in the CVS. And on the women's side, all the women's soaps are actual fragrances like cucumber melon and lavender mist and avocado schnapps. I don't know what women like. I don't know. I'm guessing. But on the men's side, all the men's soaps are weird nonsense phrases like Arctic Rage! Forest Rush! Like, it's fucking, what does that mean? That doesn't mean anything. I'm just smelling bottles in the middle of a Dwayne Reed being like, oh my god, that is a pissed off mountain. How did they do that? And the best part is that there's now these, like, now Axe got into the fray, and then all the Axe knockoffs got into the fray. So now there's a million soaps with names like Blade, Punch, Fuck Chicks, the soap. Like, it's bullshit. And there's one brand, you can find this right now, I swear to God, where all the soaps for men are named after venomous creatures, like Viper, and Cobra, and my favorite, Scorpion. Who doesn't want to smell like a scorpion, bros? It's pretty sweet. It's the most hygienic of the arachnid subphylum. True nerds will laugh at the fact that I use the word subphylum.
Oh yeah.
True nerds will correct me after the show because I used the wrong word. Arachnid is clearly a genus, you Philistine. Truer nerds will point out that I don't even know if that's the right word. If I was actually wearing a soap that like smelled like scorpions, like a date would not go well. Like the entire experience would just be like, hey Jake, you're really nice and all, but when I'm around you, I really want to tuck my pants into my socks. No, I'm paying for cozy s'mores. That's how I treat my ladies.